All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us. Today, we have a new guest speaker on the show. Andie Depass is with us today, and we're going to be talking about manifesting and creating your reality. So some of what we're going to talk about is, manifesting and what we are becoming. We're going to learn to manifest the life that we choose to have and so much more. We'll be taking some live Q&A. Andie, you can take some live caller questions?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Sure.
That's always fun.
I got little recipes for all of you.
Awesome. Good. So we're going to talk about, we're going to do some live caller questions, always, some sort of energetic process or so. And for those of you who don't know Andie, she is our first time on our show. She is a master alchemist in ancient spells and lower entities and densities containment, and holds a doctorate of philosophy and divinity, who has helped thousands of her clients. She is a quantum energy healer, gifted writer, and inspiring coach, dedicated teacher, and transformational guide. And one of her greatest gifts is that she enables her clients to become master manifestors. As a metaphysical coach, Andie has a deep connection to the universe, the ever-shifting energies, and takes a unique approach to understanding what it is to be part of the Great Awakening. And recently, Andie has taken a pledge with the Esoteric United Nations for the next 6 years as a humanitarian and gatekeeper of esoteric energy for Canada. And Andie is a messenger from ancient times, meant to be here today. And she has helped thousands. And now it's your turn. It's our turn. So Andie, welcome to the show. So glad you're here.
Well, thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura. I'm really glad to be here because I'm really interested to give my why. Why do I do this stuff?
Well, actually, that's my first question for you, is because it's the first time that you're here on the show. Can you just share a little bit about who you are, your journey, as a healer, and what you are doing now?
Okay, well, my journey as a healer is like prior to 2020, there was a lot of density that we were just unmocking around ourselves. And when I first came on the circuit of technology, as far as being part of teleseminar world and everything else, I used to heal before the teleseminar world, face to face, in body, going to people's house. And I used to take people's calls, and I used to do that. And then we went on the teleseminar world, and then there was something about it that was just not congruent with me. It was not just, I just wanted to be able to materialize and to really be a full transparency and integrity as far as giving what I would expect to receive from a healer or a coach or a manifestor. Okay. Mm-hmm. How do you freaking manifest and tell me how it gets done? And then I'll believe you. That was and I went on a quest with that. And I took courses. I went to university. I went to wisdom school, which I still do. Mm-hmm. And I do that every day, because that's my life. But I also am a grandmother. I'm a mother. And I've had a very difficult life. And prior to 2020, I overloved my children. Okay, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There is such thing. Okay, yeah. And I overloved that, and then I also made a lot of mistakes that I wanted to ask forgiveness for. From the heavens, from the Lord. And I also wanted to learn what is karma, how do you handle karma, because karma was following me everywhere I went, and how do I turn it into dharma, and how do I become that manifesting machine that I deserve to be, if there is such thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. And there is such thing. And I discovered recently one of the biggest why I wanted to become all that, a manifesting machine and prove to myself first. And then I have this little group of people in dimensional consciousness. They've been with me for years. They've watched my transformation. They've watched my successes, but they also became transformed and successful, okay, in their own lives. And I have this little group. They stuck around and they got to do that with me, okay? And they got me think of something and just it appearing, okay? They got to do the same thing with their lives, okay? So it's time for me to come back out and say, hi, Laura, let's play together and let me show you possibilities that we've all tapped in, but we did not learn how to positively activate them. So my why is also part of the fact that evolution, because we are all evolving, we're stepping out of the womb that we were incubating last year in 2020. We were in incubation. We were all called in to go within and look in and see what we could do with that. And boy, did it hit me. But out of it, my life became absolutely magical. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're talking about manifesting a life that only guides, only the other side, which was very present in my life during that manifesting time in my life, that came in from an Egyptian moment. And my people from dimensional consciousness knows what I'm talking about. When it needed to take me from the Bay Area to Canada, I had no freaking clue how that was going to happen. And all of a sudden, I had two guides, Egyptian, that came in to protect me. There was a situation happening in my life that I needed actual physical protection. But these guides came out of the other side, of a dimension side, that for the last week that I was in the Bay Area, they actually followed everywhere where I went or stayed wherever I asked them to be and protected me. They made sure that I got on that plane at midnight in San Francisco and landed in Quebec, Canada. And they also made sure that I had a place to stay in Quebec, Canada, which I had not been for 50-something years, in the best hotel, that everything was paid for. I could not even have come up with that kind of solution, okay? And then from the window, I would see the castle and I could see Shambhala. My own Shambhala. Okay, I was on the 10th floor and I could see it. And every time I would think of something, it would appear. Like I would need an umbrella one morning. I said, oh God, that would be nice to have an umbrella. So I was going to have breakfast, and all of a sudden, this lady at the coffee said, would you like an umbrella? Yeah, sure. I'll take an umbrella. But, you know, when you start manifesting things, you cannot stop. You're not supposed to stop. You have to keep on requesting what you want, because as you desire, your request is answered on the way. Is that? And that is a way that you can ask for manifestation that you desire, okay? So whatever my desire requires, I find on my way. That is one of the best quotes that you can start imprinting into your subconscious, okay? Because when the subconscious starts imprinting part of what you desire and says, okay, she wants that, but we might have to move a few things for her to be wanting this and make this happen. Just like when I needed I needed to leave the United States to come to Canada, that my existence itself was to become what it is today, which is fantastic. Okay, it had to move a few things, right? It had to agree to give me a passport back to bring me to Canada, and for some reason, some credit card that I had lost 2 years prior from another address found me to the new address where I was at that had just enough money for that passport. All these things kind of lined up along the way, and then when the day of the passport arriving, and I was capable to travel to Canada. Now I had a passport. I did not know where I was going, not yet. I did not know about the hotel yet. I did not know how I was going to get a plane ticket, and I did not know how, because I didn't have anything. I mean, there was nothing that I could do anymore. So a friend of mine showed up and picked me up, took me to her house. I had a couple of suitcases with a winter coat that was not really a winter coat for Canada, a couple of pair of pants, one pair of shoes, and 4 t-shirts. Okay, that's all I had. And, my passport, and my life had gotten to be completely decimated, even though I was coaching and I was doing things. All of a sudden, I get to my friend's house, and I'm looking, and there's this man, this guide, and it was like he was feeding my friend thoughts and patterns. And next thing you know, I know she's up, and she got me a plane ticket right there and there. And I took the last plane coming out of San Francisco at midnight that was accepted in Canada. That was the last plane accepted from the United States at that moment with COVID in Canada the next day. Okay. And all through that, there's a symphony playing in my head for 5 days. And I was paying back karmic energy. And I got to learn that along the way. But I was manifesting just like, as you desire is required, you find on your way. Okay. And that was happening. That kept on happening and happening and happening. And, but one thing that I remember asking is, like, give me a lead. Give me a lead. And that was a magical word also, which I now know. And then at the same time, prior to getting to Canada and the hotel, I had cooperated with the apartment managers downstairs where I live now to get an apartment. Okay. But I thought that maybe, well, wouldn't you know that once I got settled in the hotel, a week later, I get an email from the people downstairs, and they go, Ms. Depass, are you here? Have you made it to Canada? Because, they knew that there was nobody flying in anymore from the United States. And I said, well, guess what? Yes, Mano, I'm here. Okay. I am in, and then they made an appointment. The funds to rent this apartment appeared from nowhere. I got to tell you, nowhere. A couple of friends that are Aquarian friends that really came to my rescue. And next thing I know, I have an apartment paid for the next 3 months. And I went to work. I had to I was learning to earn to work from Canada. It's a completely different situation, a different lifestyle, everything else. And I became an amazing manifesting machine, okay? Another thing that I understand from all the study that I do, because I'm a great student of life and magic and manifesting in the future, I'm a very good seer of the future. I can see things. Okay. And they usually happen. And when I was in the United States, I was like really frazzled. I needed to come home because Quebec is my home, where I was born. And recently I realized that every time from a little child to now, I came back to Quebec one time when I was a teenager. A young woman, I was having my first child. And then I came back now, okay? But in between, I had a lot of enormous living, and I studied. And my biggest why in my entire life was to help humanity. I'm a humanitarian. That's what I love. okay, helping other people. But I also know from the last couple of weeks that because we just came out of the womb, right? 2020 created a new outcome for the future. We are evolving into 2021 is about how do we become manifestors, because that's the manifesting what we want to become, okay? As we become it, we become awesome at it. Okay, when you become awesome manifestors in our future, it takes us out of having to blame anybody else. Because once we become those great manifestors, well, you can't blame anybody for not having what you want, is it?
Yeah, true.
It takes the blame out of the game.
Yeah.
So you have to become responsible for yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you can't give an excuse, right?
No excuses.
Yeah, so they totally and well, yeah, but then you have to give yourself sort of choices, and you have to start with something that's feasible, like that would fit your growth, that can evolve with, right? That can see an enjoyment of whether it becomes obsolete, I can upgrade. There's a possibility into that. Can you see that?
Yeah, sorry, I missed that part. What about being obsolete? So something being obsolete?
When something becomes obsolete, let's say you manifest something, and that pair of shoes is not a fashion anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can upgrade it, right?
Right. Yeah.
You don't have the excuse. You don't have the excuse of, oh well, I have last year's shoes because that person won't give me what I want. If you become a great manifester, that new pair of shoes of this year's shoes become yours, right?
Right.
Yeah, but also in the future, which is not now, one of the reasons that we are in such a traumatic moment in life at this time is that materialism and manifesting is having a little battle, the battle between the white and the dark, right? I want to stay status quo, but the other person wants to become magical, wants to become intuitive, wants to become like, I can have that because I want that. I want to try it on for a while, and then I want to return it for somebody else to use it. Because you can't carry everything with you, but we have everything within us that is necessary. So really becoming good manifestors takes us out of the blame game. You don't have anybody else to blame.
But what if,
and it gives you freedom.
But what if you're trying to manifest something and it's not coming? It's not happening.
Well, then you have to ask who's in the way and what's in the way. Okay, and universe, give me a lead to really what I want, because sometimes we want to manifest other people's stuff because they have it and you think you're going to like it as much as they do, and you usually don't like it as much as they do because that's not your stuff to manifest. You're unique to your own self, right?
Yeah.
So what just because somebody's manifesting something, you bless them. You want to bless them. You want to say, God bless you. You are able, because you're able to show me that you're capable to have what you want. I bless you for that, because I can also have what I want.
Right.
Except mine to have has got a different colors than yours, and it's got a lid instead of not having a lid. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. But what if, I mean, there's lots of questions, I mean, I know people have their hands raised, and people, they're going to have lots of questions. Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, awesome. I'm wondering too. It's like, okay, well, how do you do this exactly? How do you manifest other than just asking? Because let's face it, we've all asked and we haven't received, right?
Well, yeah, you got to be obedient to the hunch. Okay. To manifest, you have to learn to listen within. You got to listen to who you are. You actually have to meditate. You know, last year when we were in incubation,
Yeah.
you know, I call it the incubation period, which is like, you know, we spent nine months in the womb,
Yeah.
and I hope that a lot of people did a lot of meditation. That went in and did like I did, you know, a lot of questioning of within, you know, and one thing that I heard and that I saw in my wisdom school that I practice all the time and that I read, you know, ageless wisdom and all this stuff because, you know, the prophecies are very much in part of this time. And I've studied and I got my PhD and I did everything and I will. And one thing that I do know, whatever you learn, you can earn with. But whatever you learn is something that will follow you from one incarnation to another.
Right.
Okay. The stuff that you have around you, one of the reasons that it does not follow you with you on the other side, okay, is because it becomes obsolete.
Yeah.
By the time you return, there's other stuff you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
True. Yeah.
So,
I've also heard that too, that what we're learning now, what gifts we have now, the tools and so on that we're learning now, we're taking with us. It's not going to just end in this lifetime.
Oh, I've been preaching that for years. I've always known that. I've always known that. That's something that's innate within some of us. Okay, that we know that learning something is never lost.
Yeah.
Okay, and it also gives us bits and pieces of another life. Okay, that you might choose after this life. Okay, it also might be giving you bits of pieces of once you've done your what you came here to do, you can start working on that bit that you received from that other life to learn of, so that it can be useful in the magnetic field of your own experience. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons for you cannot be all lives in one life. That doesn't happen. Okay, and we have seven chakras, we're energy centers, but within each of the chakras, they have something called a nadi. Okay, a nadi is an enormous space called a monad. Okay, each of the chakras, depending on the location that is connected to the meridian system within your physicality. Okay, this monad in each of these nadis, okay, as the repository of a life, of many lives that you have lived from, that has acquired wisdom, which is your Dharma. Okay, and that is the repository banking system, etheric banking system that is within yourself to redeem from. Once you have that knowledge, and all of you that are listening to this call, now you have that knowledge. You want to go and do some redeeming in there. and how do you do redeem? How do you do redeeming? You know, you want to become a good person with good intention. And to really expose yourself as far as like, I really am here to serve. I'm here to serve myself, but I'm also here to serve you. Because until everybody on this planet becomes good manifestors and become really good manifestors and stop the blame game on everybody, okay? Well, we don't get to the second part of this energy, which is even though there's going to be patches of it, which is colors and sound, you know, because sounds heals everything, and colors it creates new agendas for that everything. We live in an extraordinary universe, and that's why we are eternal, not infinite. Eternal beings. We are eternal beings having human experiences. And when we're having a human experience, We're really here to rent. We're renting those bodies for, in this lifetime, most people live to about 84. Some lucky ones live to 100 or a little bit more. Okay.
Yeah.
And, but now that we get to know who we are, we're going to have a lot of better longevity. But we're going to also be able to manifest easily. And, and what do we manifest? What do you want to manifest? That's what you want to know. You want to know your Saturn energy, what it's coming here for. Because Saturn is going to tell you what you came here to learn and who to be and what to be, and get rid of that lesson so that you can process and progress into the next part of your life, which is an imagination, and an intuition of what would I be in my next life. I've already ordered what I wanted in my next life. I want to be a quantum physicist. I've already taken classes. I want to go and ride into the meridian system of our interplanetary consciousness within our bodies, and go serve other people in other places in between lives. I want to do that, and then I want to come back on planet Earth and play, because it's a beautiful planet. Mm-hmm. And not only that, planet Earth is a planet of duality. You actually get to be in a body. But if you go on Mars usually, or if you go on Venus, or my favorite, Saturn and its moons, because it's dripping with diamonds, and Saturn is a great teacher. And Saturn is also the guy that says, oh no, you don't pass.
Yeah.
You don't pass to that place. You don't, the ring pass not.
Yep.
It's the ring around Saturn. That's the ring around Saturn. That's that Saturnian lesson that until you have accomplished that lesson in this lifetime, you don't get to go anywhere. And that's what I got. I accomplished my lesson, because one day, in 2020, well, late 99, 2020, I was reading Ageless Wisdom in one of the books, and then I saw like this hunch within me that I had some karma to pay. Mm-hmm. And did I pay it up? Oh my freaking God. I mean, it was whoa, okay? But then again, from that, I got me. From that, I got to know me and what I can do. And I'll give you an example, okay? I moved to this apartment with a 2 suitcase, 2 pairs of pants, hardly anything. My bank account was stolen, my car was stolen, everything was taken. And I had hardly anything but my clients that were very, very loyal to me. And they helped me out, okay? They stayed my client, they paid their fees, and I live on not very much, but it was enough, and I kept asking my guides. My guides are Maitreya, Hilarion, and Melchizedek, and Mother Mary, of course. But these guys, and the first week I got to this apartment, Alara, I go downstairs in the garage, and I found a picture of Maitreya. And he's got and he had the serenity prayer tattooed across the frame. And I picked it up and I put it in the place that is now my office. And every day I work with him. I tell him, hey Maitreya, this is your money, or this is like, this is that. And he always send me the intuition to act when I need to act. Okay. So I needed a microwave because I was about to burn this place down. Okay, I would get involved in a lesson with somebody, and next thing I know, I would smell something and go, "Oh God, not again." So one day I said, "Okay, Maitreya, I'm really done with this. You got to help me out. We are on lockdown. No stores are open. There's nowhere I can find. I need a microwave, and I need it that it's clear that it's mine and it works." And next thing I know, I got a hunch about 3 hours later. I went down the elevator and I go where where I go run in the garage because it's freaking cold in Canada, and and then there's a box with a microwave taped on it. Okay, and I go, okay, is this Andie's microwave? It said yes inside of me. I took it upstairs because right by the elevator where my apartment is, and I got the cutest microwave. Within the day that I asked for it. The same with everything else. So I'm a great manifestor of all kinds of things. Okay.
Beautiful.
So what I did is I asked for a lead. I asked for, when you have to be obedient when you get a hunch. One of my clients wanted to get a shot, right, for COVID, and she had been calling, and we had a conversation. And I said, "This is what you do, sweetheart. You're going to go and you're going to release this burden within yourself. I release this burden into Christ within me, and I go free. And then just let the universe move around it, everything that needs to be moving around so you can have that." About 11:30 at night, she said she had a hunch to go to that place where she had been rejected and rejected and rejected. And guess what? She got an appointment for her and her husband and 2 friends.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so it's about releasing the attachment, I suppose, the burden, right? And the attachment to what you desire, and then following the hunch or the lead or or whatever intuitive hit that you get, right?
Well, yeah, but you have to be obedient to it. And then you have to honor it. You have to say thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then when you start manifesting, you don't stop there. You become very, very well confident. There's a sense of confidence within you. Okay. When I first moved here, in this apartment, right on the airplane. Okay, imagine I'm in middle of the night, last plane from San Francisco to Chicago to get to Canada, and it's like we're all masked, and there's like that thing. Yeah. But high frequency energy people do not catch these viruses. And so what occurred, but right between the timeline, but right between in the middle of the night, I see, and then this symphony comes into my head, and it lasted for 5 freaking days, this amazing symphony. And then when I moved into this apartment, the symphony came back on. Okay. And there was shadows on the wall in the morning, and it was like what I would call the halls of always. Okay. Always getting the same thing with the same results was getting out of me. I was now becoming a guide to have what was commanded for me to have. And then that I would be patient, something they did tell me, because it was very Egyptian. It was very much of the Taurus energy, like a couple of zodiac from this one. And everything was calling me to those times. And I was like, wow, this is so freaking amazing. And I could see things moving around me, and I was very obedient. And next thing I know, I would get a new client. And next thing I know, I would get another call. And next thing I know, and next thing I know, I kept studying. And then something happened with the United Nations. I was offered to become a humanitarian ambassador for Canada. And then and I was honored, because these people are so magical, because they work with the word. Because what we say matters.
Right.
What we say has the impression within our cellular physical body. The embodiment of the spirit that you are consciously inhabiting is exposed to the languaging you expose it to. And that is your responsibility to give it a good environment.
Absolutely. Yeah, languaging is very important, as you know,
And
as
I've
well
always
as
been,
our energy.
well, I've always been known as far as the language part is concerned. Okay, you know, but I never knew how important it was. Well, none of us really knew or really were affected by the resonance and the frequency function in the field of the resonating consciousness of the words that we talk of. Okay, till this year. We just, like I said, 2020 was an incubation period. At the solstice in December 20, that brought us to January 21. We went into the birth canal. Okay, we went into that birth canal, and we are just fresh out of the birth canal right now. And our job right now is to become great manifestors, because as we evolve as human beings, because, you know, all of us are evolution of another life. And when we say, and we're talking about our past lives, okay, but we also want to look at it as we are an evolution of another life. We want to take responsibility for that life too. We want to genuinely expose ourselves to the freedom of knowing what we knew then and what we can get inspired from those lives, and what did we do then that we would like more of in a future, as far as like a quality, not as a quantity. What quality did I held then? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the development of that quality is going to be part of the Dharma that you will be distributing in your field of energy. So your holographic field, as the content of all of those little 7 nadis, those big nomadic, you know, those little atomic energy in the center of each of these nadis, okay, are huge, humongous fields of energy that you created through multiple incarnations. And that is a good thing, because those nadis, they only have the good part of that experience that you had incarnated in.
Oh, that's
it
good.
Only holds. Yeah. How encouraging is that?
Yeah, it's very.
Because when you pass away, you don't pass away, you actually change side. It's like, instead of being in America, you go to Australia, okay?
Yeah.
we flip over, okay? And then we return. We just flip over and we return. So what occurs there is that when the Sumatra removes itself from the head center, the intelligence center, and the heart center, it only applies what lesson and what goodness did you do in this lifetime. Now, we all have some lives that don't have any story. It's not that it didn't matter, you took a break. Okay, you said, not this lifetime, I'm being tended for in this one. Right. So we all have lifetimes where we didn't have to earn our way through. Okay, so we can have the within our bodies, we can know what it is to be tended for, instead of always having to tend to others. Okay, so we have the good and the bad within ourselves, and that makes, if that any of this makes sense, I hope it does, because that is where we're going evolutionary wise. And the sooner people become really good manifestors,
the better.
Right? Yeah. Well, the financial system doesn't exist then.
All right, so let's take some questions, Andie. What do you think? Let's get some practical questions.
Practical things, yes. Let's go for it.
All right. So Linda, are you there? Linda, you want to unmute yourself? If not, I will go to Joanne. Okay, Joanne, we'll go to Joanne. Joanne, you want to unmute yourself?
Yes, I have a very practical question.
Awesome.
I am wanting to manifest a new home. I sold my home
Yes.
6 months ago very quickly, so I manifested a buyer for my former home, but and I keep finding things, making offers, getting them accepted, but then backing out because of something like termites or mold or other reasons. So
Okay, did you ask for the right? Okay, so this is what you're going to do, okay? You're going to close your eyes with me. And just take a beautiful breath so that can actually send a purity of consciousness. Purity of consciousness, your pure desire of having the right home at the right place, at the right price for yourself. So we cast this burden upon the Christ within, and you can go free. You ask for the right home at the right place, at the right price. Because see, universe knows exactly where you would be happy. Don't make it so hard. Allow it to come to you. Take a beautiful breath and just be joyful about it because it's already present. Just believe that you already have it. And I would be not surprised. I hope that you actually post something and say, hey, Andie, I got it. Okay?
Joanne, you want to unmute yourself for a second?
So what you want to ask is, I want the right home at the right place at the right price.
the right home at the right place at the right price.
And you want to release or surrender to Christ in your heart?
Okay, so what you want to do, I release this burden to the Christ consciousness within.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
And I'm free to go.
And then you just feel exactly what it is that you want and see yourself having it.
No, don't even, the universe knows what you want, okay? Sometimes the universe knows much better than we do.
There's some things I've wanted that I've never gotten, doesn't matter what I do, so I don't know about that.
Well, yeah, but see, well, don't say that. It's because the way you wanted it, okay, might not have been the right time at the right place.
Yeah, true.
So that one of the things that when we manifest things, people, we always ask, but without asking the right thing for yourself at the right time. You know, because it's all in divine timing.
Yeah, that's true. I hate that word, but yes, it's true.
Well, hating is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So does that help, Joanne? Yeah. Okay. I just have to keep muting Joanne because there's like a lot of feedback on her line for some reason. Okay. So yeah. So I mean, yeah, it totally makes sense. I get it. You know. But what if like Caroline is not here, but she left a message in the chat for me to ask for her question. And she says, what if you desire something like a farm and you find the farm, but the money has not manifested in 15 years? Then what do you do?
Okay, so what you want to do, I would like to have big sums of money coming to me all the time.
Yeah, I think she's just hoping for like win big lump sum, you know?
Well, yeah, but see, you have to ask specifically. I would like to have big lump sum coming to me all the time. Okay, so there might be, then the universe has to reorganize itself, has to organize itself. What kind of work does she do? Okay, or where is those big, so everything that we have. And then sometimes we have to also take in consideration, where's your Saturn in your chart? Okay.
Give me 1 second. Caroline is on now. Caroline, you want to unmute yourself?
Oh, hi. Yes, thank you.
Did you hear the response and the question?
Oh, I did not. I just got back on. The meeting was canceled. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and ask yourself, because I asked for you, but maybe it'll be different with you asking yourself.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Did you say not a chance, Andie?
She said it's not going to be
different. No, I did
but
not.
We'll see.
It's not going to be different because the universe answers all the time. It's just that we have to ask the question and we have to give it the chance to be the right timing. So what you said, what was the question again? Because I'm somewhere else right now. What was the question?
Well, I've been asking to manifest the farm of my dreams, to play with my gifts. I'm an extremely gifted healer in many senses, and I'd like to, and my journey has been with horses. So I've been asking in every single manner you can think of to manifest a farm where I can do healing work with horses. And I always find the perfect farm, and I just have to think about it. And I am literally told, go for a drive, go turn left, turn right, and there's the farm. But
you're obedient to it. So you want.
I never get the money to buy it, and then so I'm asking for the money to buy it, or I've been asking.
Let me interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Let me interrupt you, okay? Because you are in the state of mind of never having. Okay, I never get. All right, I never get the money. Can you step out of that for just a few seconds for me?
Oh, absolutely. I am so open to winning the lottery, to being gifted.
No. Don't try to conduct the universe here, okay? There's just a D, okay? Step out of direction. Let the universe direct you, okay?
Yeah.
Because I every time I wanted to tell the universe how I wanted it, it never happened, and they did such a better job for me than I would have ever done. Okay. So the universe knows what you want. Okay.
Absolutely.
So you want to ask. I would like to receive multiple big sums of money to have me realize the assistance for the animals on this planet that are willing to stay, okay? Because we got a huge evolution of animals that are leaving, right? And I would like to serve my planet this way. Please. And so, and then you can, the amount of energy I got on, I love that. I really love that. Oh, this is so nice. This is very nice energy that you have, sweetheart. Okay. And it's very congruent with, this is beautiful. And this is for the animals, right? Hello?
Yes. Working with
that's for the animals, okay? Well, we mean the bugs and the horses and the flies and all everyone involved, right? That would be well nurtured by the sun's energy, and it would be uncorrupted by any, it would be uncorrupted piece of earth that would be well nurtured by you, right?
Yes.
That will be well tended, and that you would fall in love with yourself on it and the animals all over again without struggle. And that people that would enter that space on our planet would feel the gigantic, amazing moment of peace that they came here to heal with for a moment. And then when they walked out that farm, they could take that peace and distribute it all around them, right? So we're going to ask for anything that is in the way. Okay, we're going to release all these burdens to the Christ within. And we walk free because the universe knows exactly what we want. And we're asking for big sums of money with some left over where she can actually tend to herself also. And so it is. All right, sweetie. And I love the idea that you're going to send me a note and say, yay, Alara and Andie, this happened for me. Because it will take a couple of different agencies that will collaborate together and cooperate. And that's going to create that for you, okay?
Well, I love how my meeting was canceled and I came back to the call to hear this. So, je t'aime, je t'aime, je t'aime. Thank you.
Moi aussi.
Thanks,
Wonderful.
Thank you,
Much.
Caroline.
Hi, beautiful.
All right.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Linda. Linda's back. Linda, yay.
Hi, I'm so excited. I had a wonderful day today. I
Awesome.
manifested very well. My old car finally sold. I was so excited. So the perfect person came in, bought the car. So like she said, you know, in the perfect place at the perfect time, and God delivers.
Awesome.
That's right. That's right. And that's what you want to keep on running with, okay? You don't stop there. What's next? So this is where you want to ask, okay, do you know what's next after this?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
do.
that's where okay, so, but you also constant, when we run out of some ideas, we want to go, okay, you know, universe, because we came here to, we really, as a people, we really came here to Christ this planet, okay?
Yes.
And Christing this planet means Christing it one sentient being at a time. I include the animals with that because a lot of the animals today have better behavior than some humans. Okay. So we include all sentient beings in that Christedness. We came here to Christ this planet. How does this planet get to be Christed? Is by us knowing that we're the most magnificent manifestors on the planet. Because from manifesting abundance or intelligence or resilience or healing or whatever it is that you want to manifest for yourself and others, and you do it from a genuine impression of heart. You really see my why is the reason I'm doing this is because I know that evolution is taking us to the place where everything is resolved and we have other beautiful places to go discover. Okay. Yeah. And it's about the golden. That's my why. My why is because I'm this older woman alone in Quebec, Canada, that has lots of time to study this stuff and donate a lot of my time to a lot of stuff to study to improve humanity. My why is because I know a lot of magic recipes. My why is because I can go in the astral realm and create better outcomes for people, you know, because we are dimensional consciousness, right? We're different timelines, and we can do all that. So when you run out of lead, when you run out of what's next, or what do I want next, first you want to improve your emotional status within yourself. So you allow the shadows and the veils. Now, you know that shadows or veils are nothing more than a resentment of this life or past lives, okay? It could be the shadow of anger. It could be the shadow of whatever, okay? And that's what we call veils. Dimensionary veils are slightly different than that. There's 7 layers of veils that we have to deal on this planet with. And cosmos energy. So, you know, and the biggest locking mechanisms that we have within ourselves is our self-resentment, our self-limitation. Okay, we don't need shackles because we shackled ourselves to old energy. Okay, so once does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
So once we release a shackle, light is known by what it reveals, right? So once we release a shackle, we get to go explore that light. What did I live behind in that lighted room? Ooh, let me go transform it and upgrade it for this time in my life. So you want to ask, you know, the Christed consciousness within. You want to release the burden of creating a lead for Christed consciousness. So always ask for the burden to be released into a new lead, and then be obedient to it. Does any of this make sense, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. It does. And I don't like the word obedient, I'll be honest, that word doesn't work for me, but I totally get it. For me, it's like, once you get that intuitive nudge or push or whatever, follow that, just to follow that and see where
Well,
it takes you.
yeah, but see, there's certain things in energy work, okay, that the hierarchy,
That are what, sorry?
the hierarchy,
Yeah,
the angelic realm,
Mhm.
the guide system,
Mhm.
they like you to be a little bit obedient, okay? There's a little thing you might not, it didn't work for me either at one time, okay?
Yeah.
But I'll take I'll take a little bit of obedience, certainly to get the life that I'm having now.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
Because
I get that.
I'm obedient to the Christ within, to the Christ within.
Mhm.
I'm not obedient to you
Mhm.
or someone else.
Yeah.
I'm obedient to evolve in the Christ within. I am that
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
That's it.
Got it.
Mhm.
So what other magical recipes do you have for us to manifest our desires?
Okay, well, it depends. It always depends of like whatever the situation is. That's why I say, ask for a lead. Because it's adaptable to just about every freaking situation you can imagine. When it comes down to finances, you want to, don't ask for something like, I want $10 million from the lotto tickets and everything. Yeah. You want to ask for what's manageable in your life at this moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What can you manage and grow with? What's my next step? And you want to be kind, and you want to consider everybody involved. It's not just about you. It also, you want to have the best health.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people have health issues, right?
Yeah.
And you want to ask for the right solution to show up. Because, even though we are healers and we can use light energy and sound energy, we still have access to wonderful new technology that is going to become very obsolete in the next few years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But till that is released out of the materialism mindset of human beings, we still want to have the right healing techniques, right?
Mm-hmm.
Technology, so that we know exactly that we are making fantastic progress. Mm-hmm. You want to be kind. You want to tend to others. Sometimes it's a broken heart. I'll give you an example. I coach very successful people in their successes. Okay, so love. One of the mantras that we use a lot is love. I love the love of success in light. I love success in light. I love to display success in light. When I see people in a lighted energy, they can become a better person. Mm-hmm. Light is known by what it reveals. It is never seen from darkness. It's always seen from light. It can change and transform to your own ideal. My ideal is nothing like yours. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. We're moving into a fourth ray energy. We are leaving the sixth ray, which was very Piscean age. There was a lot of wars and everything. The new energy that's coming in right now is a fourth ray energy that is harmony through conflict. So we are here to harmonize conflict. Does that make sense?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So once we learn to harmonize conflict, we don't blame anybody else anymore. We become responsible beings, and we can have a magical life. We can you really can. And sometimes we live situations in this lifetime that are karmic situations. Mm-hmm. And once you've learned the lesson, okay, and Saturn knows that you've learned the lesson, that karmic situation, when it comes back to return, like right now, the like we're going into the end of February, the beginning of March. Okay,
Yeah.
if you look at last year, what were you doing last year at this time? What was your situation? Okay, well, very much of what happened to your lives, to our lives last year, at this time in the situation we're in right now, is very much of a review, relook, readapt. Especially, we just got out of the Mercury shadow, we retrograde.
Yeah.
And we are moving forward with a new attitude, right? But in the next couple of weeks, what you're going to do is you're probably going to have a lot of vivid dreams, because you will not want to experience the same thing that you did awaken.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to release whatever little corner that you didn't sweep, and it's going to bring it up into your vivid dreams so that you don't have to suffer through it awake. Okay,
Okay, that's
because
good.
it might be very, it might be still very painful. So when you're looking at your evidences of success, okay, this year is about laying out a new ground for yourself. Okay, you incubated, and it's about laying down something wonderful. And so I have some clients that I coach with on a regular basis, which I love very much. She's been with me for years. And this particular person that I'm thinking of, when I first started to coach her 4 years ago, she wanted to find the love of her life. Okay. And she's a mother, she's a business owner, she's done all this. And she's had troubles in the last 3-4 years, of course. But she, before she could find this person that just showed up, she had to get a lot of stuff out of the way, like the young years that she didn't get to escape in, like some of us did. Okay, like having a relationship, a short-term relationship with somebody that was completely different than she would have in her culture. Okay, she did a few things. Had a lot of, and she loves her lively life experiences. I coach her every weekend. A couple of weeks ago, she contacted. We were having a coaching session. She texts me and she goes, "Guess what? I met the guy." Okay, and and the guy showed up. Yeah, and let's see what happens. But my point is, when you become a good manifestor, you have reason to be happy for nothing.
Right.
You don't worry about anything. You know that whatever you desire and whatever is required, you'll find on your way. When you live from that mantra, that's what your existence becomes. Does that make sense, Laura?
It does. Yeah.
And that's all I have to say.
Awesome. No, thank you. That was great. And wow, and it's possible for all of us to start becoming magnificent manifestors.
Yes. I have an offer for you that I put together for this. Kay put together. Well, I put together offer C. One of the reasons that I can only take a certain amount of people for this offer, okay? Because I'm a very dedicated coach and I want to become that person, okay? I want to become that amazing manifestor, because once you become that amazing manifestor, you can teach someone else to become, and then the world can get going on becoming all amazing manifestors, right? And all have better lives, and we deserve to live from a life of abundance instead of a life of lack. And learning to live from a life of abundance is also something new to all of us. Because we become abundant emotionally. Right. And that's a completely different way of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a readjustment of your way of thinking So whatever, so you're taking your logical, the thinker, to look at the logic of certain situation, and we want to go to the abstract of the situation and let the abstract influence the thinker to tell the logic. I think we've got the solution here, because we believe that the magic intuition that I have on this will suffice the situation, and it usually does. Okay, so one thing that I discovered coming to Canada, and after a few months, is I didn't have to worry. I don't have to worry anymore. There's steps, active steps that I have to take to make things happen in any situation.
Yep, and that's important for people to hear, that we do have to take steps.
We do have to take active step, because that's the journey. That's the enjoyment. That's the enjoyment of the journey. Discovering yourself along your journey. One of the reasons I'm very successful with that woman, like coaching that person is because she loves her journey. She loves to play. She loves to manifest the next day in what's in that next day for her to be playing with. She loves the life that she's organizing to enjoy that moment. When she, at the end of the day, when she does a tabulation of what she had to play with that day, most of her days are really playful. No matter what we're living in the exterior world, within herself, she feels satisfied.
Right.
Isn't that what matters?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So learning to reestablish, not reestablish, because that's the wrong word, learning to establish a proper course of action to journey in where you actually enjoy doing the chores of being in. It's not a chore, it's a chorus of action that you sing yourself into the day, because you get to spend this day with this amazing soul, which is you, for another play.
Yeah, that's true.
So you're setting up a play date with you for the next day.
I like looking at that
It's
way.
a lot
play
more.
Date, a play date with ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're having a play date with yourself. And what would you like on that play date to have?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you start gently you start to massage the evidence of success, right? It's like in that play date tomorrow. I'll give you an example. I had to go to the store on Friday, to the bank at the mall on Friday, and it's such a chore in many ways. But I imagined that a fun thing to do. Okay. It was not the most pleasant thing, but I got out of it that it was a waste of resources. But what I got to see was flowers and new sweaters and
yeah, absolutely.
And what I would like to acquire next time. Okay, so I got to feast my eyes on something beautiful. And that's how I ended my day, the feasting of something beautiful to look at. I also use essential oils so that I can smell the roses every day. Nice. So I put a little dab of rose under my nose.
Yeah.
to help me remember why I'm here, is that I'm here in this body to smell the roses every day. So these little actions are very mundane, but it creates a nucleus of simplicity that is calling in your technology, your physical body, right? The best of yourself. It helps you remember through this subatomic consciousness that you are, because you have the nadis are, remember those nadis, they contain a lot of you, right? So when you become really congruent and happy within yourself, like your system is consciously happy to spend the day with you, it will release and coordinate from the subconscious to the super subconscious, because the super subconscious connects your subconscious. Your subconscious is limited to you very much. That's where you imprint what you want next, okay? That's where your command is imprinted. But the super subconscious is that energy field that is connected to the multiple bandwidth that goes outside in your own environment and sees what you want to attract, and then starts moving things around to bring it to your attention. And then it opens up a point of light within your brain, because your brain holds about 100,000 little diamond-like fractal energy per square inch in the physical brain. So it's going to hit a reflection, a picture of an intention that might serve you well on your next trek, that next thing you would like to have. And it gives you a picture that is imprinted in your subconscious, and now the universe goes to it and brings it to you. Okay? So these things are all happening in a fractions of seconds, but it happens. It's the illumination of the elementals within your blood system, because we are also made of elementals, and the elementals are what feeds the picture system in our bodies. That's how you manifest things. And I have an offer. Let me look what's in my friend.
Yeah, the offer is available at alara.at/show/Andie2, ANDIE2, and there are 3 packages available, package A, B, and C.
Yeah, so I'm a master of all trades and all kinds of things. I've learned a lot in my life. I'm a little bit older, right? I've got some significant knowledge in this brain of mine. So I also have some softwares that the first offer is a package A, $99. I think it's got the I Ching report and 1 month of dimensional consciousness, which is dimensional consciousness is 3 short weekly class, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that are recorded, that exposes your energy, your system, your life to the energy of the week, and it's given at 12 p.m. Eastern, and it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And what we do what I do in those classes is I give you lots of seeds that start to permeate in your field, that germinates, okay? And every second Friday, I have a call. Every week, I send you a summary of those classes that tells you what it contains energy-wise. And every second Friday, I give you the opportunity to have a phone call, an answer call, call of answers, that I go on at 6:30 at night for me, but usually 3:30 in the West Coast. And I answer all your questions, okay? How you do this? I coach you. I hold you by the hand. I give you my phone number to text and ask me, whatever is going on. My why is to really have all of you have better lives, okay? It can go from health to wealth. It doesn't matter, okay? You can be certain I will work very hard to make sure that you get something positive out of this. I have a package for $247, which is dimensional consciousness, the I Ching, and then you get 28 pre-recorded classes about telepathy, manifesting, and growth this year. Because as far as I'm concerned, anything prior to 2020 is obsolete, okay? That's the way I look at it, because I understand that what occurred on our planet evolutionary wise is being destroyed for reconstruction, okay, including us. And that's the illumination part of the knowledge of 2020. We are illuminating something new ahead of us. We're walking toward the golden age, okay?
Yeah.
And number 3, okay, it's a little bit more pricey. It's $5.99. It's got everything in A and 2, but it also has coaching sessions. First coaching session with me is for me to get to know you and what do you want. And if you don't know what you want, we're going to ask for leads from the creator, and we're going to set in motion a desire so that can actually inspire yourself to have the better life. And then through that, there's going to be a second coaching call through I think it's 3 months or something, like a couple of months. But you're going to have access to me email wise, text message wise, and we're going to restructure. I can promise you, that's one thing I can promise you, that coaching with me during that time will definitely give you a new outlook in your life, and you will change many things. You will be handheld, but I can only do that for a certain amount of people. Okay, so there's not that many places for this, and the reason that I want to do this is because it's important that in this new decade where we are evolving, okay, this is very important for the opportunities, because most of the jobs that have been removed from our possibilities, have new jobs coming in, and you can see yourself in some of these jobs, okay? What do you want to do with your future? What does the future want you to participate in, would be a better question. We are really moving from the present to the future. I am not interested in the pain. I'm not interested in, really, I'm going to be rude here, I'm not interested in coaching people that want to stay in their pain. I'm interested in coaching people that wants to have a fabulous life, that wants to have fun, that they want to participate in the journey that the life that they have gets to be even better and better and better, so that they can be the example of betterness for everybody. Does that make that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what about the item 2, the Saturn work? Can you talk a little bit about
the
that?
Saturn work. Yeah, we're going to do this. Oh, good. Thanks, honey. The Saturn work. We're going to look at what you came here for. What is that lesson that you came here to learn? So that we can remove whatever karma, and that we have you learn that karma faster. Because once you become aware of that karma that you came here with, if you've learned a lesson and you applied that lesson, what happened is when, especially right now, okay, what happened is when Saturn comes back around and looks at you and say, oh, she changed, I can't find her there. You're not there anymore. You're not receiving the karma, you're receiving the dharma, okay? So life gets better automatically. Instead of Saturn coming back, because see, karma means boomerang, right? You know, so the boomerang does not hit you because you're not there to receive it.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Good.
You stepped out of the way.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what I do. That's what I specialize in. And I can say that my clients, my low dimensional team, they're very happy. You know, every time something comes up, they text me and they go, okay, Andie, well, just recently we sold a house. Somebody that was there, she wanted her, she says, okay, well, what should I do? I said, well, I think you should get out of there. And she sold her house within a very short amount of time, found a new house within a very short amount of time. And just yesterday, her sister said, how in the world did you do that quick?
There you go.
So there you go. So that is the opportunity.
So those packages, again, those 3 packages are available at alara.at/show/Andie2, ANDIE2. So Caroline is asking a question about, do we have to know our time of birth?
We can work around that. I have a way to look at that. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the time of birth, we can look, because there's ways within us that tells us authentically and organically, that tells us around approximately what time of the day that you were born.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Awesome.
there's ways that we can look at that, and we can also look at your nodes. You know, I mean, the dharmic, and yeah, there's a lot of things we can do with that. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, since I've been online, Alara, to tell you the truth, and because I wanted to be genuine, I wanted to be transparent. I wanted, you know, I have not been on teleseminars for quite a few years.
Yeah.
But I didn't spend that time twirling my fingers and say, "Oh, Andie." No, I went in and studied and worked and manifested for the clients that I already had, that I could go out to on your show. Okay, I did not know it was going to be you, and say, "Okay, well, I'm back, guys." Okay, and I am here to tell you the truth, and with transparency. You can call me out. You can say, "Hey, Andie Depass, what do I do with that?" Okay, I am honored to be called out. I will own my SH whatever, and that's the way that is.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. So we just have a few more minutes, but if anybody has any other question, you can type it in the chat or you can raise your hand. Melissa wrote a question in the chat. She says, can you please give me a quick tool to pull me out of less than? I feel all I do is shadow work on myself, and I'm continuously living in poverty and lack, not feeling enough yet to get back to
Okay,
me.
shadow. Okay, so let's ask the shadow work to stop. Okay, so whatever burden, because shadow work doesn't work anymore, guys. Okay, shadow work is just that. Shadow is a veil. So shadow is an excuse not to try. Okay, so let's close our eyes, Melissa and Andie. Okay, me and you. Let's just create a connection. And I want you to go into your ajna, in your eyebrow center, and create a triangle, because a triangle is the most solid energy. And I want you to just beam a beautiful straight beam from the back of your skull to the center of your front lobe, okay, into the center of that triangle, just like a camera. And we're just going to enter there, and we're going to ask for Creator, for Christ consciousness within yourself, Melissa, to send you something to breathe freedom from. We're just going to open up that line into an infrared beam of energy, and just for a second, we're going to take the imprint of yourself, your impressive self, and we're just going to walk into that center beam where you're protected by Christ consciousness and Archangel Michael. Okay, we walk into the light, and we come out from the light with results. And so it is. There we go. And let me know if anything changed, okay?
Good, thank you.
And also, you know, that $99 package is Melissa, if you, that would be a good time spent with me, where you could actually, have a conversation, and we can do some work, because I'm really here on your show, Alara, to help as many people as possible, the whys, to get as many whys out there, so people can step out of their way. I used to hate that when people used to tell me, "Well, you got to step out of your way," and I go, "What way?" I've been trying to step out of my way. Sometimes we have to get some help to step out of the way so that we can actually have a moment of light to step in, so that we can see that there's no shadow attaching itself to us anymore, that we are ready to move forward and have joy, have pleasantry. You know, anything that is condemning you from having that, it does not belong to you.
Right.
Okay.
So I just want to just get clear on something. In the 1 month of dimensional consciousness, basically it's 2 live Q&A calls, right? Every second Friday.
Yes.
And then
Yes,
three short weekly classes, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every week, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, just making sure. That's a great deal. Plus the I
You
Ching.
know what? It's the I Ching. The I Ching is really to give you an outlook of what came here structured in already.
Yeah. Cool.
You know, so that you can have your personality in readable letters, and you can look at it and say, "Oh God, that's oh God, I got to work on that and that and that," and we go and we do the work on that and that and that, and then we transform it, and we go, "Wow, that was easy. Now let's do the next step, and let's point towards something that." We don't know what the future holds right now. A lot of these jobs, a lot of the things that we can get out of the way, but what we can do right now, we can improve the interior light in ourselves. We can improve the cellular structure of well-being in ourselves, right? And we can augment, create an augmentation of the identity that you are within yourself, right? Identify what is not working, and then improve it, and make it stick. And that's what we're meant to do. But then again, you can also ask for things to change in a certain way. You wouldn't believe what energy can do, okay? This is, once you really tap into your nucleus, your own little naughty, okay, of that life that came here to do. See, I came here, my Saturn is my 9th house to teach, right? Well, I had to go through all this stuff to become the amazing teacher I know I am. Okay?
Yeah.
And the amazing coach. Do I have to teach the world? No. I'd rather take a couple of lives and change them and know that I'm part of that change, for them to go change, then, because right now, that's what's important, is the one-on-one tender loving care.
Right. Yeah, I agree, totally. If we can even help one person to transform their lives, you know, that's amazing. If we can be a part of that change, that's amazing.
It's so freaking cool to illuminate someone's life to their own greatness. Yeah. Because we're great people, okay? We really are. It takes a huge amount of courage to be ourselves. But we're, you know, and to also face our failures as their failures we didn't know back then, okay? But we also have an impressive amount of success. It's important that to accept that the relationships that we have to have the right relationship in our lives. What we used to just suffer from is not acceptable anymore. And yeah, there's a lot of changes that comes with that, but it's going to make a much better world. I guarantee you that. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. So each one of us now who is watching or listening now or watching and listening later, we all have our little magic ball. What's that called? That we can just shake and manifest what we desire.
My snow globe.
Snow globe. That's what it is. Yeah. So we all have one that we can now use to create what we desire, to manifest our reality that we desire. Step by step.
Yeah, you want to go, you know, step by step. I mean, just ask yourself, because we're here to crisis. Sorry, we're here to crisis planet. Okay, so we want to cast the burden to the Christ within, and I go free. Use that. You know, because that is about Christing the planet. One of the reasons that manifesting is becoming the most advantageous for any of us as a human being, as a sentient being, because some of us are not human. and and some animals are more human than humans. Okay, so for the sentient being present on this planet at this time, okay, we want to cast the burden to the Christ within, and you go free. And the more you say that to yourself, the Christ consciousness within illuminates the luminary within you. It illuminates the elementals within you and starts creating the direction. You know, because from our third eye, okay, we have two eyes we see out of. We have a center eye, okay, but right above that center eye, we have in our third eye, there's another eye that's called the eye of Shiva, and that's the eye of direction. So that eye starts to open up just a little bit, because we're not there yet. We're not that good of people yet, where it can open a little bit wider. But it blinks up once in a while and says, "That way, girl, go that way."
Nice. Yeah.
And you obey and you do it, and guess what? You know, Aladdin's caves is right there, and your goods are there. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. So everything is possible for us. We can manifest what we desire, and we can release and surrender to the Christ within us those burdens that we've been carrying for so long, so that we are free to create, so that we are free to live, so we are free to experience joy. Absolutely. Yeah.
Good. And that's all I have to say.
Awesome.
Okay, you're welcome, and that's what I'm about. And I, you know what, guys, I like who I am. Okay, so I'm going to finish the call with that, and that is my why, because I've learned to like who I am. Okay, beautiful. I have no doubt. I have absolutely no doubt that we're here at the Crisis Planet, one sentient being at a time.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you, Andie. This was great. And thank you, everybody, for all your questions. And again, please do take a look at working with Andie. You can take a look at the packages that are available at alara.at/show/Andie2. So yeah, please do take a look at that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Andie. This has been great. So great. And I look forward to hearing from all of you what you're manifesting.
Yeah, and nice meeting you, and meeting you better. And I hope to do this again with you in some future. And you have an amazing day. Okay.
Awesome, everyone. Thank you. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.